Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Talk with the Titans, live from London, UK, all the way to the US of A and worldwide. I'm your host, Kalam, and this is Talk with the Titans. Oh, man. Listen, have we got a show for you? Jeez. Listen, yeah, this one is a hot on topic right about now. Why do I say it's hot on topic? It's because we've got some very new, information that's just come out, literally just come out within the last hour or so, and it's real tasty. It's real tasty. That's what I'm going to say to you right now. It's real tasty, and this is all to do with freedom of speech. Please, I hope you guys don't think you're getting the wrong idea where I'm trying to insult anybody. Right now, I'm not even insulting anybody. I'm actually merely, titling the video according to the point that a video was laid out. So I'm going to actually go into that detail a little bit further in a hot second. But first, let me just get my resident medicine man in the building. Brother Gabs, what are you saying, King?
What's happening, bro? Peace to everyone in the chat room. Also, peace to the haters and that out there in the chat room as well. You know, we still show you love. You know, because without you, you know, these videos and these things still wouldn't be possible. And obviously the haters still need that medicine. So peace to you as well. And peace to everyone else in the chat room. Let's go.
Exactly. Now, family members, if I can just get it popping right about now. If you're here to support Titans TV, hit up the like button. Hit up the like button and share this link with everybody so they can get in the building and see what we have to say, because this is really, really important. Okay, really important. You don't have to necessarily agree with what a particular side has to say, but at least listen to what is going on in the world today, because this is actually affecting all of us, whether you think it is happening or you don't think it's happening. Okay, so Lauren Southern basically did a social experiment in Luton after seeing a Vice report, basically stating that the God of Christianity, or Jesus Christ himself, was a homosexual. He grew up as a homosexual man and so forth. And they basically did a thought experiment or a social experiment to see how other communities would react, since there was no reaction from the Christian community in this regard. There was no Charlie Hebdo style incident in this regard. There was no public outrage in this regard. So they tried to do something. They said, okay, let us do something. Let us do a social experiment to see how other communities would react. And here it is. Okay, I'm actually going to share my screen with you. Apologies, I didn't get a chance to actually load it up to where it needs to be loaded up. But let's actually do it. Okay, let's actually do it. Let's get it popping. Let's see.
Death threats. There was also a gay Muslim couple who had this happen after they were married last year. And I was interested in, the different reactions between the two faiths and communities. So I decided with a few friends of mine to see for ourselves what would happen if we played the role of an LGBT social justice warrior activist and set up a stall to celebrate LGBT diversity within the Islamic community. And so we went and we printed out some flyers with the usual inclusive slogans that you see: Allah is gay, Allah is trans, Allah is intersex, Allah is all of us. And we went out to Tommy Robinson's hometown, a very multicultural area with lots of different faiths and opinions and cultures, essentially to see what would happen if a good-natured LGBT campaigner tried to nurture some goodwill between two very different communities. So we're just here to challenge these far-right misconceptions that Islam is homophobic. I hope you enjoy.
So they wanted to challenge if Islam is homophobic. Interesting. Let us find out if Islam is homophobic.
I'm offended that people think that Allah is not for gay people as well, that Allah is not for trans people as well. Allah is a gay guy. Allah is a gay guy. I'm taking offense to what people are saying to me here.
It's a public order offence, okay, and I cannot allow you to display these out here. Okay, people are coming up to us and telling us that it's offensive, and we're potentially going to have a situation on our hands, okay, where people are going to start becoming injured, okay.
People are going to get injured.
Because people are taking offence to what you're saying. And what you're displaying, people are...
Wow, people are going to get injured. Who's the people that are going to get injured? Surely can't be these lot. These two women and a man who looks quite peaceful. Are we saying that they're going to injure somebody, or are other people going to injure them? Let's find out.
Telling me is offensive and they're taking offence to it. Okay, therefore, for your safety of everybody else, okay, to prevent any public order offences from occurring or taking place, I need you to remove these from your desk, hand them over to me, and you cannot display them or dish them out, committing a public order offence. Okay, and I'm concerned that if you continue to display these, okay, not only your safety but the safety of other members.
Public order offence. I wonder what's that under? Is that section 5? Let us know. Let us know which public order offence is it. Is it hate speech? Let us know. I don't know.
The public will be at risk, and I cannot allow you to display these. I'm asking you to take them down. If you don't, okay, then you'll be arrested for a public order offence.
I'll be arrested.
Yes, you will.
If I
you need to surrender them.
You'll be arrested for handing out leaflets saying that another religious figure, especially a god in this instance, is for homosexual people or for gay people. Interesting.
To me, and you cannot hand them out, and you cannot distribute them.
I have to surrender these. It's fine for you to say Jesus is gay.
How you can say that God is?
So it's fine to say that Jesus is gay, but not fine to say Allah is gay. Interesting.
Yeah, please don't swear.
The God is create everything. He's not gay. He's not half woman.
We're sorting it. The reason why we were even called is because people are
You don't have to bring religion into it. You read the Quran. Tell me about it. Come on. Are you Muslim?
The monument for one more. There's cars there. That's all right. I think what would have happened if the police didn't came and we just carried on.
I think it would have ended badly for a lot of people, unfortunately. I don't mean that to scare you, okay, but obviously people, like I say, interpret things differently. People took extreme offence to that, okay. People get hostile, people get aggressive, okay.
So I went on my way, pleased with a successful little social experiment that I had here. But little did I know the social experiment was not actually over. And fast forward 2 weeks, and I am being detained in Calais under the Terrorism Act and told I am being banned from the country.
Pause for a hot second. Pause for a hot second. Just for a hot second. By handing out leaflets as such, you can be stopped under the acts of terrorism. And further to that, you could be banned, okay, for actually coming in to this country. Just imagine that. But yet we shouldn't fight for freedom of speech, no? And, I see a lot of my Hebrew Israelites, okay, out there on the streets, and you're preaching and you're saying certain things that are quite offensive. But no, let's not fight for freedom of speech. You don't think that one day that these laws could be used against you? One of these days, these laws could potentially be used against you to stop you, to arrest you under the acts of terrorism, for your rights and freedoms, to be stripped, taken away from you. But no, we shouldn't protest for the right to freedom of speech and expression. No, why should we do that? We don't want to do that because they're white. Because they're white. Because they're white, we shouldn't stand up for their right for freedom of speech. Not realizing that that same right for freedom of speech, is impacting on all of us, regardless of what race, color, creed, nationality you are. But don't worry. Let's continue. Let's continue. And they said, and they're calling other people racists. But anyways, let's continue.
For handing out racist material in Luton that day. Not only is this idea that the statement God is gay or Allah is gay a racist statement bizarre, but just completely and utterly wrong, it also highlights a monumental double standard in Western societies. Why is it racist to say Allah is gay, but not racist to say Jesus is gay? Why does the rights of Muslims to be homophobic trump the rights of gay people to have their self-expression, Muslim or otherwise? Why does causing offense, not inciting hatred or violence, but causing offense to a certain group, result in a lifetime ban from a country?
Think about that. Just think about that for a hot second. I want you lot to think about that, really deep that, really pre that. But some of you lot are going to be moving off of emotions and won't be able to pre it. But anyways, let's continue. Let's continue.
Proudly touts tolerance as one of its key values? These are questions that I wish I could go to the United Kingdom and ask, but I can't do that now. So I really think that in the UK, unless they are fine with being under archaic blasphemy laws enforced by Islam and Sharia in 2018, they really need to start having a conversation about this before they are no longer able to have that conversation at all. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this. Thank you so much for supporting me through all of this craziness. I hope that a lot of people will be at Speaker's Corner standing up for free speech these next couple of weeks. I'll be watching from a distance as you fight to retain your freedom in your nations. Cheers. I'll see you next time.
Okay. So now, I want to actually discuss this with you guys. But off the bat, I just want to start off by saying, I don't necessarily agree with what she was saying or what the campaign or the social experiment was and is about. I am not saying that your God Allah is gay. I'm not saying that your God Allah is for homosexuals or anything along those lines. So miss me with all your hate filled speech and propaganda that I know is going to be aimed against me, and all your dislikes I can see right now as well. Like, miss me with all of that. I'm not making that claim. I'm merely pointing out a video, pointing out what was taking place. I'm reporting on something. So miss me with all your hate. So anyways, let's get back into this. Gabs, are you free?
Yes, bro. What's popping? I'm there.
Okay. I just want to know, what's your first thoughts on the video itself?
Yeah. On that video, I would say I kind of understand. I was saying this to you earlier. I kind of understand, why the police would try to shut it down, in the area, because a topic like that is very, what's the word? Very sensitive. Just the mere fact that you're putting, gay and Allah in the same in the same sentence. It's a bit sensitive. So I can see why they would shut down the whole thing, because you never know, that a topic like that could have caused a riot. It could have caused, a lot of people to get upset and angry. Hence why they thought, you know what, we'd rather shut it down early before it causes any tension. And obviously, if they got a load of people coming up to them and saying it's offensive, they feel offended, then obviously they would have to shut it down, innit? They'd have to shut that down one time. So with that, I can understand that, because even like I was saying, if that was me, if let's just say she, the same lady came to the table, I don't know, she had some ancient African deities and was saying, are they gay and all that stuff, even I would be like, what the flip? What do you mean? What's going on there? Do you know what I mean? I'll be questioning it, saying, listen, what's these stuff that you're handing out? Like, I'll be trying to stop it. So I get it. But the only bit that was a bit confusing me was the bit when they said that she was being racist or something like that. Like, it's racism. Like that bit confused me, saying that it's a bit racist.
But
I don't know if it. Go on.
Before we go there, I just want to know, would you be so riled up that you would utilize violence?
Well, me personally, no. Me personally, no. But the thing is, you can't, you can't vouch for anybody else. Other people have their own tolerance levels, and I don't know. It depends. Sometimes wrong person at the wrong time at the wrong place. You might get someone that might, want to use violence, like, maybe push over the table, throw the leaflets. Do you know what I mean? Start shouting in someone's face. So I think it depends on who's there, on what type of person it is. But me personally, I wouldn't.
I hear you, because it's, I don't think you would neither, because I'm pretty sure we've been at Speaker's Corner, and the good old racist Omar and a few of the other people, are coming up with these statements that about baboons, and we're baboons, and we're monkeys, and we worship baboons, and we suck the phallus of baboons, and calling Gary's nose the nose of a sucker, and whatever different types of things that they said, that your ancestors were homosexuals. What did they say about Kemet or something? Do you remember?
Say that again.
What they were saying about homosexuals that Kemet are the homosexuals,
We're the originals.
and all these things.
We're the originators of
Yeah.
homosexuality and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I don't see anybody getting violent. I think we literally laugh it off, and sticks and stones may break our bones, but your words cannot have any effect on us. If we're truly centered and emotionally balanced within outside of ourselves, and it seems as though Christians take a lot of slack, but it seems as though that they're emotionally balanced within inside of themselves, whereas other groups of people, any offensive language or words that's been utilized against them, it's almost becomes a riot. It almost becomes a riot. And it seems as though that we have to bend our wills to those people who cannot control themselves emotionally and physically. But yeah, I'm with you. I definitely feel as though the language that was being utilized was very inflammatory, very offensive. And I personally, if I was Muslim or if I was on the brunt of it, I would not be happy. I definitely wouldn't be happy. I would feel offended. But to the point of wanting to lash out at those individuals, or to the point of trying to suppress those individuals, I don't think I would. But at the same time, that's just me. I'm not the masses. I'm not the masses. So Gabs, I want to talk about the racism element. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I was struggling to find how that equated to racism. Okay.
Yeah.
I was struggling intently to find how is that racist. So give me your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, and this is another thing. I was a bit baffled at that as well. Of how the whole racism thing's come about. And I think this has been it's a slow narrative that's slyly as well a speaker's corner that I've seen as well, where when people are discussing about things to do with ethnicity and culture, whenever Islam is mentioned, it's always put in the same context with when people are talking about ethnicity, like when we're speaking about Black or Europeans and stuff, they'll say Islam as well, and you'll be like, huh? But Islam is not. It's not an ethnicity. Islam is the religion. And because obviously in Islam, you have people who are, Black Africans, white European, Asian, Chinese, Asian Indians, so it's multicultural, the religion. But of lately, I've just seen there's been some narrative, I'm not saying that from everyone, but there's just been a narrative where people seem to be pushing this whole Islam as an ethnicity, like, you're racist, you're racist when you mention stuff. And that's why I was a bit confused as well, where they said that she was being racist. I was like, how did the whole the race come about? Is a lot of race? Like we know, for a Muslim's point of view, we know obviously Allah created the human race, but is he that race? I don't know. So I don't know where this whole racist narrative came in, because let's just say she could have this lady could have a member of her family who's a Muslim. So are they saying that she's racist to that member of her family that looks just like her? I don't know. It's a bit crazy.
Do you know what I want to figure out? I want to figure out, what race is Allah? Is he of the Negroid faction, the Caucasian faction, or the Mongoloid faction? Okay. What is Allah? What race is Allah? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. What race is Allah? What race is your God? Okay. I'm going to use the word God, actually. Let me shy away from using Allah. What race is your God? Okay. Christian, Muslim, whatever you are, Jew, whatever you are, what race is your God? Let me know in the comment section below, because that is absolutely hilarious, because it seems as though now, gods can actually have a race, or that God has a race. It seems as though, is that what people are actually trying to intimate based upon that statement? I don't get it. I really don't get it. But real quickly, I'm actually going to share something with you guys right now. And over here, this is the letter. Okay, this right here is the notice of refusal of leave to enter the United Kingdom, basically. And this was to Lauren Sherry Southern. It says here, you have asked for leave to enter the United Kingdom as a visitor for up to 5 days. However, by your own admission, on the 24th of February 2018, you were involved in the distribution of racist material in Luton. Now, she didn't say she was involved in any racist material. She said that she did hand out, leaflets on the 24th of February 2018, 2 weeks before she actually got detained. Okay, and it's saying that these flyers now, or the distribution of whatever it was, had racist material or was racist, by simply stating that God is for homosexuals and God is gay. It baffles me. It's shocking. It's absolutely shocking that the government can create a trumped up narrative in order to strip away another human being's rights, based upon this individual handing out leaflets and materials in Luton for a social experiment. She is now labeled a racist, and she is now labeled a terrorist, or should I say a suspected terrorist. All her rights, once you listen, if you don't know about the Terrorism Act, literally all your rights and privileges, your human rights are literally stripped away from you. Literally stripped away from you. Just imagine this can happen to you. This can actually happen to you. And I'm going to speak to certain communities right now, because we have my Hebrew Israelite community. You're out. I see you. Brixton, Peckham, Oxford Circus, all different places, North London, East London. And you're there handing out flyers. And your speech is highly inflammatory. Your speech is highly offensive. Just think about it. Just think about it for a hot second. If they can do this to her, and you believe that this government is racist, let's just say you believe this government is racist, like some of you guys do. What hope do you have as a black person holding such views, such far-right views, such offensive and inflammatory views, such racially stimulated views? But no. Let's not talk about it. Let's not even think about it, because it's happening to somebody else. But I want to tell you, this can happen to you. This right here can and will happen to you. Don't think that the same thing hasn't happened to Christians. Christians are being stopped as well for simply saying homosexuality is a sin. Christians are being imprisoned for simply quoting their Bibles. But you as a Hebrew Israelite, you as a Muslim, and you as, whatever stuff there is out there today, you're there at Speaker's Corner for these things. As a Muslim, you're saying these things clear as day. Sooner or later, just because they're not coming down on you now, realize there are plans in motion that will abuse their authority. But anyways, let me continue. I believe that your action whilst in the United Kingdom presents a threat to the fundamental interest of society and to the policy of the United Kingdom. I believe that your actions whilst in the United Kingdom, so her actions by doing a social experiment based upon what? based upon a Vice documentary that stated that the Christian God, Jesus, was a homosexual. Based upon her seeing that, thinking about that, and trying to do a social experiment to see how other faiths would react. She is now a threat to the fundamental interests of society and to public policy of the United Kingdom. Whose interests are really in mind? Interests are actually in mind. It wasn't her interest. She wasn't threatening violence. She wasn't the one who was being offended and was being riled up. The police officer clearly stated that they feared that something would happen. And I don't think that they feared that they would do something. I think they feared that the other communities may do something to her and her team based upon the content. Who is our government actually protecting? Who? This right here, serious racism, in my humble opinion. I'm going to call a spade, in my humble opinion. So yeah, you know, just quickly read out the last bit. You have not sought entry under any other provisions under the immigration rules. I therefore refuse you leave to enter the United Kingdom. I propose to request that the competent French authorities remove you from the control zone. This person was detained for several and then removed. But anyways, let me stop talking. Family, talk to me. I want to hear what you have to say. I actually want to hear what you have to say. Talk to me, King. Gabs.
Yo, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, I don't know, man. This one's slightly a tough subject still. I get what she's saying. I know what she's trying to obviously portray. Obviously, this whole free speech and being able to speak these things without bringing any trouble. But listen, I just like keeping it real. We're in 2018 right now. Yeah. Not everybody has the same what's the word? The same mindset or the same what's the word? Same tolerance levels to certain situations and certain things. So, what she was doing, in my mind, I can see why some people would class that as offensive, or why the government would even take action for something like that. Because look, just any little spark of anything can cause a riot, whether it is something something as little as a little leaflet with saying that someone's God is gay or something like that. I can see where something like that could cause a potential riot and things to go crazy. Some people will be like, oh no, it's not that bad. It's just a little, it's just a little something. We're free to do these type of things. But like I said, 2018, you got some crazy ass people in the world, mate. You got people that will fight for flipping animal rights and, little other things over football matches, over who won. So something like that, especially when you're dealing with a God where you've seen in history in the past where, people been slaughtered over religion and stuff like that, and over talking about a religion in a certain way. I can see why, the police and the government would take action on just even the smallest of things that they might deem a bit offensive or that could cause something. So that's my point in it, really. I don't really have anything much more to say on that, really. The only thing that was just confusing me was just the whole racism part, really.
Mate, that racism part is deep. It's really deep. I'm just thinking, I'm going to ask you a question though. Are you not worried though? Are you not troubled?
As in,
by this?
What do you mean?
As in the fact that, you know, any words that you use, yeah, can be deemed offensive and could potentially have you detained and arrested on the Terrorism Act.
Yeah. People, but well, boy, like I said, you know, the government, the way the world is moving now, like, you know, people get arrested for the slightest of things right now. So, you know, certain things people get arrested for, you know, even harsher things people don't get arrested for. So I already see the way the government moves is a bit messed up anyway. So to me, yeah, it is messed up. Do you know what I mean? It is messed up. So for me personally, that's why I just tend to keep myself away from any of that stuff. But I can see for your average Joe, you know, I could see where you would be worried as an average person that anything you might say or do could have you convicted as a terrorist or have you locked up in jail and banned from a country. So, you know, I can see where some people would feel a bit, you know, uneasy about that. But for me, I don't really put myself in them type of situations. I don't really focus on it too tough.
My goodness. What I'm going to say is, me personally, I'm worried. I'm fearful about that still. I'm really, really fearful about that. As a person that is an advocate for freedom of speech, and I've had so many different people come onto my channel. A lot of my US audience, a lot of you know, the speakers that come on from ISUPK, from my Moorish brothers, a lot of my Kemetic brothers, a lot of my RBG brothers, a lot of my Black Power brothers. Okay, I've had all of those groups, okay, over in the Black conscious community over there come onto my channel, and they've said some real outrageous things. Okay, and I don't necessarily agree with them. Okay, but I'm like, okay, let me hear it. I want to understand it, and I want to see who else thinks the way that you think. Okay, who else holds the opinion that you hold? Okay, and for me, I've already seen it. I've already noticed it on my own channel as well. Okay, there is a lot of you know, new regulations that's come in place where a lot of my videos have been blocked. Okay, blocked or deleted from my channel simply because of the content, because they hold very extreme, very radical, you know, extreme and radical views. Okay, they hold very extreme and radical views, and I'm scared of that. I'm actually scared of that. Because why am I actually scared of that? Because it just lets me know that people aren't actually free anymore to speak their mind. People aren't free anymore to think the way that they want to think. And they can easily be labeled as terrorists. Okay. Now, I've read FBI reports. Okay. This is what troubles me so much. I've read FBI reports. I've seen how they've labeled, you know, Moorish groups. Okay. These are the sovereign groups. Okay. I've seen how they've labeled other Black Lives Matter groups. They've literally placed them on the extremist groups. They call it the BIE, Black Identity Extremism, or extremists. So any Black identity movement out there can be labeled as extremists. And because they can be labeled as extremists, they can be pulled under this Terrorism Act. Aren't really clocking. A lot of people don't have the foresight to see what is going to take place or what has been taking place. And I'm fearing that a lot of people are going to be missing the mark. Okay. You carry on. Okay. There's a lot of good brothers out there that's talking this Black identity stuff. Okay. They want to get back into knowing themselves. They're talking about police brutality. And if you read this FBI report, I should put this furthermore, let me do this. Let me actually do this. I want you guys to actually do this. Download this, yeah, and think carefully about freedom of speech. Okay. And I'm speaking especially to those people who are pro-black right about now. Okay, let's see if I can do this real quickly. And this isn't, you don't want to say about, Uncle Toms and racisms and so forth, so forth. I'm speaking right now, to black identity individuals. I'm not catering for what you consider to be alternative rights and all them things there. I'm saying, look at what's going on. Look at what's going on. The FBI assesses it very likely black identity extremist brutality against African Americans spurred an increase in premeditated, retaliatory, lethal violence against law enforcement and will very likely serve as justification for such violence. Some BIE are influenced by a mix of anti-authoritarian, more sovereign citizen ideology and BIE ideology. Okay. And this is based upon, and a lot of their information, okay, is based upon FBI investigations from law enforcement and open source reporting. Open source reporting is things that such as your Facebook accounts, your Instagram accounts, all your social media accounts are being monitored, are actually being monitored. It says here, media's interviews of subjects posting on social media accounts and online news articles deemed credible and reliable. Yeah, they are actually trying to clamp down. Okay, they're trying to clamp down, and they're building profiles on people based upon their posts on social media. There was recently there was a video on BBC News, okay, on BBC News, and they're showing you what they're doing. There's organizations created, okay, to literally monitor certain individuals on Facebook, utilizing fake accounts, something that Facebook supposedly doesn't allow. But anyways, though, you lot carry on in it. You lot carry on with your pejorative name calling, yeah? And when you lot get, how can I put it? Arrested and all your rights are taken, privileges are taken away from you, simply because you hold an opposing view from the mainstream, that's not necessarily inciting hatred or necessarily inciting violence on another group of people, you're going to say, I wish we spoke up. I wish I fought for my rights to actually express myself the way that I want to express myself, where I don't have to be politically correct. But anyways, let's continue. Gabs, I don't know if you have anything to say.
Nah, that's all I got to say really on that topic. I ain't really got more to add. I think I've said enough on it.
All right. Someone here says hashtag free Dan Kula. Yeah, that's another one, man. Go and check out Dan Kula and what happened to him. Okay. Based upon a joke, he got done on the hate speech for cracking a joke. Him and his pug. And he could be potentially facing up to a year imprisonment based upon a joke. But anyways, you lot don't even know. But anyways, yeah, Gabs, anything else you want to discuss? Anything else? Because I know a lot of things that's going on right now in the community. And, if you want to discuss those, let's get in.
Yeah, there was one thing I wanted to touch on. I saw some people in the group, and I know there's some people in the chat room as well I can see in some of the quotes. Actually, there was one guy in the chat. I don't know, his name's Porky's. I'm giving you a little bit of shine now, Porky's. He was saying something about he wants to come in the chat because he says he thinks I want some blasphemy laws, something about me being about blasphemy laws. I didn't understand what he meant, but he said he wants to come on the chat and speak and share some views. So maybe, I don't know. Huh?
Yeah, blasphemy laws is to do with if you say anything about a god or a religion, basically you can be silenced, suppressed, and even killed and tortured.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
If you just what I'm going to do, I'm going to post a link. Okay. Link up in here.
Okay. You still there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh.
All right. So I posted the link basically. So if anybody wants to join in, come in and join in. But I already know what's going to start to happen. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, I can see as well people in the chat room. And obviously, I know people have been talking about this whole video between the people.
Hold on, before you say that, family members, this is what I would love for you guys to do is please hit up the like button, and show us your support. Okay, please hit up the like button and show us your support. Okay, that's what I'm asking for you guys to do right now. Thank you. Go ahead.
Hello. Yeah.
Go ahead, King.
I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments, talking about obviously the video that's happened. The video that's been put out there, with one of the brothers and stuff like that. It's been seen on some Mohammed Hijab's channel and some other Dawud channels and stuff. Maybe you might want to speak on it if you want to talk on that, because I got some points I want to talk about that, especially this whole. It's like everyone's gone back in time to like the 1960s and 70s, where people are using words like coons and Uncle Tom, just throwing these words out. Go on.
Before you do that, actually, before you actually do that, let's just see if anybody would like to discuss the topic that we've just raised earlier before we jump onto the second one, because I realize we've got some new members that have just joined in. Yeah. So let's quickly go to Rich Kid, Lorenzo, and then afterwards Buddha. Did you want to talk on anything pertaining to this topic?
We got the panel. Just listening, Kalam. Just listening.
All right, cool. Lorenzo, how about you? No? All right, Buddha. Go ahead, King.
Yes, man. I always got something to say. Kalam, let me ask you something. Do you draw a distinction between blasphemy and free speech?
No, I personally don't.
Okay, I do. What that woman was doing, there's a couple of things here, all right? There's about 3 things. What she was doing was blaspheming, okay? I'm not a Muslim. However, you cannot go around blaspheming people's gods. You can't do that. You see, like, people call this guy in the park Uncle Omar. Which part is he an uncle? He's going around taking a mick. I'm trying not to swear here. I know we're live. He's going around taking a mick out of people's God. He's blaspheming. Is he allowed to blaspheme in his religion? Do you understand? Moreover, this woman, she's from America. How dare she come to my country and start her nonsense here? Okay? Go to her country and do that. What would happen if I went to America and started taking the mick out of Jesus and blaspheming?
That's the thing. That's the point that she was trying to. That's the point that she was trying to raise. Nothing will happen to you.
All right. What? You crazy? You mean if I went to the Bible Belt and I start taking the mick out of Jesus in the Bible Belt, man, I'll get hung up. There's no if, no buts about it. I'll get strung up like a strange fruit. Believe that. All right. Moreover, okay, she went to do an experiment, a social experiment. Well, then she got her results. Okay, if it's a social experiment, that's the result. The result of your social experiment was that you got labeled. The racist thing I do not agree with. Doesn't make any sense. In actual fact, I have to give it to the police. The police arrested her. If I was a policeman, I would have arrested her for having her shoelaces undone, because what she was doing was causing a serious issue. Okay, she had to get arrested and taken away from that situation, because if she would have stayed there, she would have kicked off a riot. She would have kicked off a riot and then jumped on a plane and gone back to her country. She take this for, all right? So let me one more thing.
She didn't get arrested. Before you continue, I just want to clarify. She didn't actually get arrested there, or detained there. Her materials were simply taken away from her there, confiscated.
Okay, that's brilliant. Let's see.
But continue.
Yeah. So that's the result she got from her social experiment. I hope she's happy. I hope she's happy with the results. But I feel very strongly about this. One should never blaspheme against any god. Yeah, the law of God supersedes any law that man makes. Doesn't matter what man it is. There is no law higher than God. That's what I got to say on that. Let me pass the mic.
Okay. You know, so you say. Unfortunately, you know, we had this conversation. You know, last time we had a talk about freedom of speech. You know, various different religions, you know, literally blaspheme other people's deities and gods and idols, and it's fine for them to do it. It's fine for them to do it. You know, certain people literally say, you know, curse the devil, and some people are literally worshippers of the devil. So should those people who are worshippers of the devil take offense and have other people arrested and detained and you know, done under the Terrorism Act because constantly speaking about my God? Some religions are, you know, speak very derogatively about Christians and Jews. Some religions, you know, speak very derogatory, you know, polytheists or idol worshippers. And that's part of their religion. Should they be banned from the UK? Some religions speak very disgustingly about homosexuals, literally say homosexuals should be killed. Should those individuals who propagate those religions be done on the terrorism? I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, where does freedom of speech actually begin and where does it end? But yeah, let's continue. Ricky. If not Ricky, Terrence. Go ahead, Ricky.
Just listening for now, just catching up on the conversation here.
Okay, cool. Terrence. Okay, Terrence is gone. Terrence jumped out real quick. All right. Let's quickly see. I want to get some of your questions in. Bear with me. I'm just going to pluck out. Okay, Titans TV. There we go. Raven Lovecroft said, how the hell are we discussing if we can speak blasphemy? Like it's even a question. Of course you can. God was created by man. Even if that wasn't the case, it changes nothing. Good point. Aviasco, my brother, let's see what he says here. You become obsessed with Islam. Once Islam goes, it will be another group. What's your point? This right here has nothing to do with Islam. Okay, this here has everything to do with freedom of speech. Unfortunately, these individuals are, you know, speaking on that religion. They're speaking on that religion. And we're starting to see that, you know, this religion should not, cannot be talked about, critiqued, or even ridiculed. But other religions are being ridiculed. But it's okay to critique and ridicule other religions. Why? Maybe because other religions are quite passive. Whereas if you critique and ridicule Islam, there might just be a threat on your life. There might just be a threat on public security. Is there a double standards that's taking place? And are we too scared to actually identify that and speak up on it? Are we going to be labeled Islamophobes or racists for simply seeing it and acknowledging it? I know a lot of the people here on our panel and in our audience are scared of speaking up against what's going on because it's the religion of peace. It's Islam. And I've always said it, okay? I have problems with Islam. Some people are going to be like, oh, Kalam, here you go again, talking about Islam. Again, I don't have no problem with Islam. I already told you, there's nothing wrong with Islam. What's wrong with, you know, the Muslim community is the ideology that has seeped in it, okay? And that people are not focusing their attention on it. They're not seeing that there is a foreign and a very venomous ideology that has creeped in that's causing a lot of the problems. I've noticed it. I've spotted it. And it's all fine if I keep my mouth quiet about it. To be honest with you, I don't even want to speak about it. I don't want to speak about it, to be honest with you. Like, I don't care. I don't care, to be honest with you, like that. I really don't. I really don't. I can live my life happy as Larry. But I rather actually tell the truth. I'd rather not be a kafir, somebody who conceals the truth and lies and tries to cover it up. Are we not spotting that there is a problem and that there is a double standards? No, we're not spotting that. Okay, let's continue. We can talk about anything else, Abby. I don't mind. I don't mind. So if anybody wants to open up their mic and speak, speak right now. Otherwise, go ahead, Ricky.
No, I think you're right. I think there's a fear amongst governments because you can't talk bad about Islam because there's actually just too many Muslims in the West, and you can't monitor them all. You don't know, as we've seen these so-called homegrown terrorists. It's unmonitorable, and so therefore it's easier to try to ban talking ill of them than trying to actually put the resources into monitor them. And I also think there's an economic question too, on a political level. I mean, we know Wahhabis predominantly come from Saudi Arabia, and that is the home of their doctrine. We also know that Saudi Arabia has oil. We also know that they have a lot of money to buy British warplanes, weapons, and so forth and so forth. So I think that's also a major role with why we are being, politically correcticized when it comes to Islam, even though everybody can see that there is a messed up element of Islam, but we're just not allowed to talk about it. I think for those reasons, like you brought up.
Yeah. And trust me, I'm okay, I'm Gucci. Listen, after this week, yeah, I'm not even trying to discuss Islam. I'm trying to keep my mouth quiet about Islam. Do you know why? I've got a wonderful life, I've got a wonderful life. Trust me. Yeah. I've got a wonderful life. And I intend to keep my wonderful life. So I'm going to be a sheep just like everybody else. And I'm going to see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil. Because I'm good. Okay? I'd rather not be martyred off and killed just because I have a voice and I have a platform and I choose to open up my mouth and tell the truth and tell you the way I feel and the way I think. I'd rather not.
Yo.
So what I'm going to do, hold on. What I'm going to do after this week, yeah, I'm going to keep my mouth shtum. I'm going to keep my mouth quiet.
No, you know what, Kalam? You
why?
can't do that, You can't do that.
Why?
You just can't do that. Because you know what? Islam is not the issue. There's the elements within Islam. Listen, trust me, go and look at the chat in your group. I had to lose my temper with a guy in there, a Muslim guy. Yeah. Muslims need to get order of their house. They need to take care of their house. Yeah. Certain elements within their house are making Islam look bad. Committing terrorist acts, being aggressive. This idiot tried to tell me about, when that Omar guy licked the policeman in the face with a stick, that was an accident. Kind of rubbish nonsense. You can't even condemn one of your own people for doing such a thing. You can't even do a simple thing like that. You've got to try and dignify it. See, these are the people that are causing the problems. They need to go. You can't never stop talking. You can't never give up. Though you're right, you're righteous in what you do. Okay, because you do it in the sense that you don't damn the whole religion. You damn the certain individuals that are making a religion look bad. Unfortunately, there are people out here, out in this world, that will condemn the whole religion. They're the unintellected people. Yeah, but you're a man of intellect. So are most of these people, everyone on this panel. Yeah, so we can't never stop talking about it. The minute we stop talking about it, they win. And that can't never fly.
I hear you, my brother. I hear you, but you know what it is? You know what it is, my brother? I've got a son, and my son needs a daddy. You dig what I'm saying? My son actually needs a daddy. All right. And I'd rather not, get into no trouble. Okay. That's number one. Number two, okay. I already seen the propaganda flying around the community. I'd rather not my name be tarnished. Okay. I'd rather keep my mouth stum. Yeah. I'd rather keep my mouth stum.
You know what?
My life is a whole lot easier.
You know what? I take
I'm
your
gonna
point.
do that. I'm gonna fit in with everybody else. Okay, I'm gonna fit in with everybody else. Okay, and I'm just gonna simply look and say, "Yep, you're being bullied, right? Okay, I don't care. You could be bullied. You could be intimidated. Yeah, people could run after you and choose to want to fight you and beat you down in the streets. People could choose to want to stab and kill you. People can choose to want to blow up themselves and whatever things there. That's cool, bruv. That's cool. What? You want me to speak up now? You want me to speak up, bruv? I don't get paid enough to speak up, fam. I'm all right. I'm not living in the hills somewhere, yeah, where no trouble can come to me, fam. It's all right. I'm good, you know. Nobody's paying security around me, you know. It's all right. Trust me. I ain't trying to be a mom. Yeah, I'm a 30-odd-year-old man, bruv. Yeah. And I'm a damn well handsome, bruv. I'm trying to live my good life, bruv. I don't want no type of attacks on me that will tar this beautiful face of mine. Yeah. If you don't want to speak up, you lot choose to speak up. Not me, you know. I'm going back into the archives and just be normal. But anyways, hold tight, Buddha. I know you want to speak here, but right about now, I want to get Rich Kid on, and then I want to get my brother HIT on here in the hot second. So you're saying Rich Kid?
You're making me laugh, Kalam. It's not your nature to stay quiet, but you know what? I fully understand where you're coming from. Trust me on that. Sometimes you put the work out and you think that you're trying to do some good for the people, and then you're thinking to yourself, hold on a minute, why am I being criticized? Why am I told not to do this? Why am I told not to do that? All religions are made to be critiqued. The day will never come when I stop critiquing these religions. Even if I free one mind, two mind. I would rather be a martyr, and then I'll explain myself in front of the gods. That's just the way we live. We're philosophers. We don't stay quiet. We don't fear anyone. That's all I've got to say. And for you, Kalam, a lot of people don't even see how much you put your life on the line. They think it's all a video joke. Your life is literally on the line. And when you go, what people are going to do? Oh, let's get a collection up for Kalam. Bruv, if you feel like you need to dress back and keep things in house, you do what your heart tells you. Do you understand?
Strong, man. Yep. Strong, my brother. Moving like Socrates out here. All right. Let me get my brother. My brother Ty, man. What you saying? Shalom.
Brother Kalam, shalom to you.
Oh man, beautiful.
Am I loud? Yeah,
we can hear you. King.
Right. Shalom.
Yeah.
Shalom to you. Obviously, I can't greet you enough. So just say shalom. Shalom to all the family around you. Shalom to Brother Gabs and all the regular family and all the respected brothers on your panel, all the family listening worldwide. Shalom to all your families. Like I said to you the last time, when I got downtime, even though I'm always doing something, if you're live, I'm always listening with the next ear, and that's how I pass my time doing whatever I can. I just really called in really just to say, I tried to look for your phone number on my phones. I couldn't find it. But I just wanted to say in short, you can make me say anything else after I've said what I want to say. But I just wanted to say it's hard because I don't like to tell another man what to say or what to be or whatever, but just because of how we are, and I question myself sometimes because there's a saying in our language which says, can two elder people be in a house and you have the child's head sloping dangerously out of the back strap? Or can two elders be in a house and you still have the child break his neck, basically? So I just wanted to say, I don't think the title is most important. I don't think the title you have is most important right now. If you can modify it, not because of we're not free to speak. We speak freely. We do really speak freely anyway, but just for wisdom's sake. That's all I just called in to say. So forgive me if I've if I've overstepped my line or something. But that's what I just thought I'd just say.
Awesome. I appreciate that. And you know what? You know what happens right there? You see when one of my elders speak to me. When one of my elders speak to me, and it's an elder that I respect, and it's an elder that I bow down to. Yeah, it's an elder that I respect and I bow down to. If he advises me, years of wisdom, I'm going to listen to my elder, and I'm going to succeed to my elder. Okay, that's what we do over here in African culture. So I've heard you, and I will be acting on that in the next 30 seconds. So shalom, shalom. Thank you for that. All right. So family, real quickly, can I get your love and your support right now? Okay, hit the like button or hit the share button. I always say this. Okay, I always say this. All right. I know, you know, we've got the donate button here, which is the super chat and the, you know, PayPals and the whatever, what's it called again? The GoFundMe's and all those good things there. Okay. But I know most of you do not have the resources available to hit that button. So all we ask of you is to simply hit the like button, hit the share button. Okay. And if you can do, simply post and your comments so we can have some interaction with you. Can you do that for me? Can you support us by doing that? All right. Cool. So let me open it up. So whoever wants to speak right now, please open up your mic and speak.
Hey,
yes, Mr. Kalam.
Stop. I just realized, you know, that was a wrong thing to say. Mute up your mics. I want to get Raven in to first, then I want to get Buddha in afterwards. And then afterwards, I'll see who's around. Go ahead.
All right, Callum, fantastic talking to you, mate. I've been watching you for about a year now, so it's nice to finally chat to you. Yeah, I love your stuff. I love your content. I think you're fantastic. Oh, and going back to your comment a few minutes ago about wanting to keep that gorgeous face, I was watching your interview on the Gin and Tonic show. I can't remember whereabouts in the show it was, but there was like one particular point where you went, oh, yeah. I thought, if anything else, this man can fall back on a very lucrative career with film sex. But I was kind of... Mate, I'm telling you, you should have heard his voice. Like, if I were into blokes, Jesus Christ. But there is something about there is something, Buddha, that I quite want to ask you. It's actually the reason that that I clicked on the Hangouts. So I was listening to you talking about how you shouldn't blaspheme, and but I disagreed with every single thing you said. But one thing I was kind of curious about, if you think of blasphemy, if you think through all of human history up to today, is there any society in any time, in any society, in any culture you can think of where blasphemy laws are enforced that you would prefer to live in?
Okay. Right. So I'm not talking about enforced. Okay. I'm not talking about enforced. All of us as individuals, as human beings, okay, should have it in us to be fearful of God if you believe in a God, okay? So one should not, you know, like, let me give you, if there's a puppy in the street, yeah, and it's against the law to kick the puppy, do you need a law to tell you not to kick the puppy? You don't. It's the same, as I believe, it's the same with people's gods. You don't need a law to tell you not to blaspheme someone's God. That doesn't need to be enforced. You should have that innately within yourself. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. How can I clarify it? What would you like me to say?
I understand what you're saying. I just don't agree with you.
Okay, that's fine. That's your prerogative not to agree with me, but that's my position.
It's not necessarily a prerogative. I think one of the things that a lot of people, especially religious people, I don't know if you yourself are religious, but I think one of the things that a lot of religious people don't quite wrap their head around is that people that don't have any belief in religion or God can have things that are sacred, can have things that are holy. And a lot of people, myself included, who are not religious, do have things that they think are worth fighting for, worth dying for, and that they consider sacrosanct. And like, to me, freedom of speech, the right to say what I want, especially blaspheme, to me, there's nothing more sacred. There's nothing more holy. There's nothing more worth fighting for the simple reason that Every single thing we have that is worthwhile, every changing culture, every idea, every criticism, every single thing that is decent and that makes our society worth living in, all of it flowers from the same seed, and that seed is freedom of speech. Women getting the vote, minorities having equal rights, whether or not we should stop, whether or not Britain should stop messing over the Irish, whether or not we should end slavery. Every single one of these things, which so many people held sacred, was challenged because people had the freedom to challenge. People would say, no, we have to keep burning these wicked women because the Bible says thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Well, let's talk about witches. Let's talk about whether or not this should be applied. Every single thing that is worth fighting for, makes life worth living, comes from freedom of speech. It is the seed from which all things flower. The idea itself of blasphemy is just, to me, the most ludicrous thing you can think of. Because number one, if you actually do believe in a God, the idea that the God you believe in is so weak, it needs human beings to enact these things, is mind-boggling. Like, the way that I think of it, right? The way that I think about ideas, all ideas, I think that under debate, reason, analysis, good ideas will evaporate. They will burst into flame like a vampire meeting the rising sun. Good ideas, they will shine like gems. And one of the things that really got me is, I think it's this sort of an overall cultural thing now, where people talk about how you have to respect someone's ideas. You have to respect someone's belief. No, absolutely not. I have to respect your right to have an idea. I have to respect your right to have a belief, and I do. I 100% respect that. That is not the same thing as respecting the idea itself. I will blaspheme as much as I like, and I will fight and die to have that right, just as I will fight and die for you to have your right to your belief.
Indeed. Agreed.
Okay, all right. If I could respond, all right. So this is an incident that happened to me, and I spoke about it the other day, right? But I'm gonna put it to you, and you tell me what you think, okay? So
you're talking to me.
I am indeed, and your name is Mr. Raven, is it?
Raven Lovecraft. It's like sex and magic.
Okay, I'll leave that for you and Callum to discuss later. But what I'm going to say now is your name's Raven. I'll just abbreviate it if that's okay. But what I was going to say is this. I was in a hospital once, okay? And I walked past the chapel and I saw a lady inside there and she was in tears and she was praying. And this was late at night. So it was rather bizarre because she was only in there on her own. Okay, cool. So I managed to bump into her near the elevator a little while after, and she was still in tears. So I started talking to her to see if she's okay. Now, her daughter was sick, and she was saying a prayer to, try and help her daughter. That was her faith. That was her comfort. Okay. Would you be happy at that moment in time to take it away from that lady and say, you know what, your God is rubbish. I will blaspheme your God, blah, 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 blah. Would you be happy with doing such a thing at that time?
No.
Why not?
Why would you?
Exactly. Why would I? Because I'm not a psychopath, because I'm not evil, because I have a sense of empathy, because I understand pain and taking comfort, because I'm not a dick. Why? It absolutely baffles me you would even ask that question. Why would I?
Okay, so at that moment in time, you wouldn't blaspheme, but you blaspheme at another time. Is that what you're saying? At that specific moment, no. Sorry, go ahead. What did you say?
I thought it was appropriate.
Oh, so you'd blaspheme when you thought it was appropriate. Okay, well, you know what, Mr. Raven? You're entitled to your opinion, okay? But
thank you.
I'm entitled to mine, and I am wholly against blaspheming, pardon the pun. Excuse me, Mr. Raven, please let me finish.
Personal thing. Is it that you personally would not choose to blaspheme, or is it that you think that no one should actually have a right? Like, would you be happy to maybe, Raven Lovecraft has just committed what I believe is blasphemy. 999, I'd like to report a hate crime. Like, which is it? Is it that your personal philosophy is not to do it, you choose not to do it, or would you try to impose it on others?
My personal philosophy is that I will not blaspheme against any god. Okay, I respect all religions. I respect all people. I'm a lover of people. Yeah. Would I report a hate crime for somebody blaspheming? No.
I'll simplify it.
Listen, if you ask me a question, allow me to
would you
respond.
actually like to impose a hesitation on blasphemy on people other than yourself?
Would you like me to respond, or are you just going to interrupt me? Which one is it? You tell me.
Sorry, I was just clarifying. There was a bit of a lag on my end.
Okay. Okay. Let me finish then. Okay. That's my personal opinion. Okay. If you choose to blaspheme, I wouldn't like it. But again, you're free to do that. But remember, your actions, your blaspheming may have actions. If you blaspheme and somebody takes offense to that and slaps you, do not be upset about it. Do not be surprised. Okay, you have to understand this, and everyone in the panel surely can understand that. If I go to Ireland and I start mocking Jesus, I'll be floating down a Liffey by the afternoon. Okay, that's not a joke.
Yeah, but you know what, brother? You know what? Not to cut your wisdom, but we don't go out and blaspheme. I'm not even too sure what this blaspheme is. I mean, if I'm listening to Kalam's show, Kalam critiques Islam and other religions, and when he does that, he goes into the Hadith, the Quran, and so forth. And if he finds something suspectful, and we go, that doesn't look right, are we not allowed to critique it? I mean, we're not living in the time of Socrates.
Rich kid.
Hold on, let me just finish. We're not living in the time of Socrates. And this is exactly what Socrates was killed for. Drink hemlock because you're questioning people God. He wasn't offending them. He just wanted to understand what is God. I have the right to do that. I don't just see people and critique them, but people who feel that we don't have a God, they're quick to tell us where we're going. Hell. So if I say I'm going to hell, then I'm saying you need to tell me where hell is and what it is. You're the one proposing these things. We don't go out there and attack other people, just like when Abnan said, oh, Egypt is a cult. It rolls off his tongue. Now, suppose I go to Hyde Park and go, did you say that Egypt was a cult? And he goes, yeah, I did. And I go, okay, well, I think Allah is such and such. Boom, there's a war. Not on my part, on his part, because he's more offended and he holds in his mind what he thinks God is. We don't just blaspheme.
Yes, sorry, Rich kid. The point I was saying, this is why I was saying earlier on, Callum can't keep quiet. He needs to talk, okay? Because he's qualified to talk, because he talks intellectually, he critiques intellectually.
So why is he being threatened?
Well, by who? These nobodies.
Haven't you seen the videos? Haven't you seen the videos online?
Listen, okay, all right. I have seen them, but these people are the issue with Islam. This is why I keep saying to these Muslims, the Muslim community need to deal with these idiots.
Yeah, but therefore, this is the point I'm making. Where, if you're reading these books and you have a God, where is your moral compass? Where is that standard?
Okay, Richard, you conflating.
And I'm not
conflating two things.
Say that again.
1 second, Buddha. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Let me just open it up, just to make sure that we have everybody's voices being heard. Terrence, are you there? Terrence, are you there? Yo. Okay, I just need you to speak up a little bit. We can barely hear you, so if you could speak up a little bit, that'll be excellent.
Hold on, there we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm just listening. I'm going to jump in a minute. All right, so I'm just going to keep that for a minute.
Okay, cool. I wanted to just wait. Let me just see who else hasn't had a say. Mo and James. I just want to make sure that you guys all have a say.
Hello.
Go ahead, Mo. Yep. So is there anything that we've said so far that you wanted to actually get in on? Whoever's speaking right now is quite muffled. Let me invite Mo. Mo, can you speak? No. Can you speak?
I'm James, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, James. Go ahead.
What's happening? This is a bit of a random one. I've never done nothing like this before, but I was gonna say, you and my brother Gabs, see his picture, but I started watching these random YouTube videos, these debates, yeah, and obviously I play basketball, and you know, like basketball, when you go to a court, there's always a black guy that's the best there. I appreciate what you lot are doing with regards to when I look on these YouTube videos, and I always see a black guy representing themselves well, especially in Speaker's Corner. So that's a good look. And the reason I called in now, though, if I'm really honest, I've been sort of watching it like a soap opera, and I seen what I think his name's Respect. I don't know him, but what the Respect guy said about y'all. And to be honest, I just wanted to know what you thought about. I've got my opinions. I'm not Muslim. I'm not religious. I don't really think in those terms, but I just want to know what you thought about it. And you know what? Before you go, so it don't look like I'm setting you up on that, I was gonna say sorry for swearing. I was gonna say you see, I was listening to this for a minute, and I heard a brother talk about how other Muslims were dignifying each other. Even someone try hit someone or something, and the other guy try dignify it. I was gonna say, like, whether it's black or African or just, you know, everyone's a human being or whatever, I don't see why, even if you was to make a mistake, if that's the case, if you made a mistake or if you've gone out on a limb, or if this freedom of speech thing means more to you than other people, if it's just something deep that no one knew about, I don't see why it's a quick thing where when it's us lot, we're just quick to shit on each other, you know what I mean? But whereas another man, a man will go through about 10 stages of denial before he's like, oh, you know what, yeah, all right, maybe that guy did wrong. Woo, woo, woo. But when we're black, when it's us lot, or I don't mean say us lot, I just don't, some people don't like to be called black or whatever, some people African, however you want to put it, or some are just humans, yeah, right? I just think it's a mad thing. And I personally, if I'm honest, with the Tommy Robinson thing, he's hilarious to me. He like for the fact that I don't give a shit about anything, it just is beautiful TV for me to watch. I like people getting upset. I watch the debates just for the conflict, if I'm honest, yeah. But I wouldn't defend him, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Like, same way, and the perfect example I give, I got a real close friend of mine. He's Turkish, right? And he's let's say he's a road guy or whatever. He's a lawless human. He loves black people as much as anyone, but he's like militantly racist in the way he speaks to people, like ridiculously racist. Yeah, I've told him many a time, if he was racist in public, unless someone was violent with him, I would probably be more on their side than his, right? So when it comes to like those Tommy Robinson and the two girls, just this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me or whatever, but I just wouldn't defend them, if that makes sense. Like, I get what freedom of speech, if that's really what we're arguing about. Of course, everyone, I want to say whatever I want. I want to speak. I want to call in and speak to you like now. But if we're talking about those three people, it's just like it's as simple as, like, I know for a fact behind closed doors what they would think or say about me. So how would I feel or look in public? And I know that's what let's say they're brothers in a loose term. I don't know how you know them, but I know that's how them lot were talking about it. Obviously, I think it's a bit rude what I saw. Maybe I saw some edited mashup thing, but it was a bit rude what I saw. And I wanted to know, yeah, what do you think of what they did? Bearing in mind, let's not shit on them.
Indeed. I'm going to open. Thanks, man. Thanks. That was big. I'll open up that to Gabs. Gabs, you want to touch on it first?
Sorry, Kalam, I've been away. What was that? I didn't even hear. What was the question?
It's about what Respect in them were saying.
Oh, I'm just sorting out something with my boy quickly, yeah? Give me 2 seconds. I'll let someone else go first.
Hey, Kalam, sorry to interject a sec, but who's the two girls? Like, what's this incident with the two girls? I must have missed that one. Can someone fill me in, please?
Yeah, we'll touch on it again. Lauren Southern, and I believe it was Brittany Pettibone. Yeah. Okay. So my brother asked me, what were my thoughts on what Respect and Co was saying. To be honest with you, I said to myself, I wasn't actually gonna address it or address them. The reason why I wasn't gonna address it or them is because I try my very best to live by a code. You dig? I try my very best to live by a code. And I would rather not bring out things such as this into the public domain. Okay, these are the types of things that would have behind.
Well said. Well said. Well said. Well said.
Go ahead.
I just said well said. I said well said, Kalam. Well said. Well said.
Yeah. Oh, well said. Well said. Okay. Yeah. So these are the types of things I would have.
Sorry, if I weren't trying to make it a thing like that, it's just a genuine interest, and I've never done nothing like this. So I thought, why not?
And that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool, man. That's all. It's all about that. Yeah. So I wouldn't really actually do, have a conversation about this in public domain. Basically because I like showing solidarity, regardless if I disagree with respect or any of my brothers who you see we are somewhat united. We all are coming from different ideology. Let's not get that twisted. A lot of the times people like to just all paint us with the same with the same brushes, that we are all the same and we all have the same ideology, or we all are the same. We're not. Some of us are some of us may come from a Christian background, some of us may be coming from a Rastafarian background, some of us may be coming from a Muslim background, some of us may be coming from a Kemetic background, some of us may be coming from a RBG background, some of us might be coming from a Pan-Africanist background, and so forth and so forth. But we all kind of move together, or show or present a very united front in that respect. So I wouldn't actually say come out and speak about this, because quite clearly these types of things are so sensitive and can be utilized by outsiders, which it has currently been utilized by outsiders to how can I put it, fan their flames and their propaganda. So I'm not actually going to say anything about her aspect or Jedi and what they were saying right now in the public domain without first speaking with them. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say nothing in the public without first speaking about them in private. Okay, that's just the code that I live by.
Fully respect that, and fully respect that.
That's a true philosopher. A true philosopher.
Yeah. So, but yeah, let's open it up, man. Let's open up. Let's keep the conversation flowing.
Yeah,
if you guys again, actually, sorry, I haven't actually showed my audience members any love. So if you guys got any questions or comments, please tag Titans TV and post up your questions or comments. Okay, post up your questions or comments, and I will definitely try to read out a lot of them as possible. Go ahead.
Yeah, Kalam, if I may, just it's been a little while. I was trying to get my words on. I didn't get a chance. I want to commend you for saying that you want to look after your kid and all the rest of it. I understand that, and I commend you for that. But I'd like to quote Bobby Sands. Our revenge will be the last of our children. And that's quite a poignant quotation. And you can do your thing. There's thousands of us that will stand in your place and try and do what you do. But obviously, you're the king at doing that, yeah? Just so you know.
Did you say the last bit? I've missed the last bit.
The last bit was, we will try and stand in your place, okay? Mm-hmm. But obviously, you're the king at what you do. You understand? We can't do it as well as you, but we'll stand and do what we need to do.
Salute for that. But hopefully over here at Titans TV, I'm trying my very best to not just simply be a Titan, but to make sure that everybody else around me are Titans. So everybody else around me is getting the equal amount of shine on here, having their say. We've got Raven on, we've got Rich Kid on, we've got Ricky on, we've got Terrence on, we've got my brother Buddha on, Gabs on, Mo on. Have I missed out anybody? James, Lorenzo. I want to make sure that everybody has their voice. Everybody's opinions and views are actually presented, because this isn't a one-man show. Simply, I'm here to facilitate for you guys. So yeah. Whoever wants to speak next, please unmute your mic and close it again so I know who's next. It's Ricky, then who wants to go afterwards? Mo, and yeah, that's it. So I want to go with Ricky and Mo. So Ricky, go ahead, King.
Thanks. I just want to ask Buddha. He's not going to blaspheme. He doesn't like blasphemy. He's anti-blaspheming. But will you slate somebody's political opinion? That's what I'd like to know.
Yes, absolutely. You see, the only thing that is off limits is God. Right? We are human beings. We are not on the level of God, so therefore we cannot criticize or. This is God we're talking about. If you don't have if you don't have a concept of God, then maybe you're not in this. But if you're a God-fearing person, if you're a spiritual person, okay, you cannot blaspheme. You should have that moral grounding within yourself as a human being not to blaspheme. Okay, everything else is fair game. Yeah, you want to. Sorry, go on.
What if one's religion is also their political ideology?
Politics and religion should be separate.
But in some religions, they're not.
Right. So the political thing you need to address is if it's politics, do what you got to do. Right. Even if it's the person telling you, tell them, cuss them. Yeah, I ain't got no problem cussing a man that's trying to tell me about his religion, but telling me in the wrong way. I'll cuss him back, but I will never blaspheme a God. Yeah, we are human beings. Who do we think we are? Egos must be shrunk. We're not gods. We're human beings. Right. So if a padre comes up to me and he starts telling me about the Bible and all the rest of it, but he's telling me in a wrong way, I don't mind telling him about himself. Same like a Muslim, certain Muslims come up to me, certain Muslims will come up to me and start talking nonsense to me. I'll tell him about himself, him, not the God. That's the difference.
All right.
Okay, fair enough.
Hold on. And that being said, let me just quickly make sure I get my audience members' questions out there. We've got Pence One. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, no, sorry. Let me go to Edwards first. Edward Miles says, that's real talk, Kalam. Much love and respect. Pence One says, what Titan CV, well done for showing restraint. Let me just quickly see what else we got here. Justin says, any comments on the Muslim online brigade flagging videos online? Yeah, it's true. I've noticed that, especially with content videos, his videos are constantly getting flagged and taken down. So yeah, I don't know. I've seen my brother Red Pill Phil actually was on earlier on with a lady. What's her name now? I forgot her name. Sugar. I forgot her name. But they were speaking about certain individuals that message Ali Dawa to speaking about getting certain individuals' videos down and flagging them and so forth. And Ali Dawa was showing support for that. So it seems as though that there is some type of organized community that's out there trying to flag these videos and trying their very best to get channels shut down.
There was a name for it. There was a name for it.
What's the name?
Blasphemy.
Say that again.
Blasphemy. Blasphemy.
Yeah.
Wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there. Let's see. John Chappell says, live standing up or die on your knees. Kalam. Okay, cool. Respect to Kalam for biting his tongue. Well done, G, says Max Rag. Jay Boogie says, big man ting, you approach the disagreement with the right way, bro. Hopefully it gets hashed on Sunday. Just going to quickly scroll down until I see Titans TV. Justin says, how are Muslims effective? Okay, we've done that already. Shouts out to Kiss Spence in the building. Stefano Bong says, in the Netherlands, you can get arrested for denying the Holocaust or making jokes about it. We had a Muslim guy draw a cartoon about Auschwitz and he was trailed for it. Your thoughts? Okay. So yeah, make Muslims look bad for or incriminate. What is your opinion on Zayn being attacked at Hyde Park or Abdul Hamid? Right now, I'm holding my tongue on that until I'm given the get-go where I can actually speak on that. So right now, I have nothing to say until my Shia community gives me the go-ahead. Okay. Again, I have a particular code that I live by. You see it? If my elders advise me, and they're righteous elders, and they advise me, I will take heed and move with what they're saying. Again, if I've got a certain community that I respect and love, and they advise me, especially when it's coming from their elders, okay, I'm gonna listen to what they say and hold my tongue until they give me the go ahead to speak on certain things. So right now, I'm not going to speak on it until things are sorted out on that front. But yeah, let me open it back up to everybody else. Give me a
I have a
second.
question.
Let me open it back up. Go ahead.
Buddha, do you mind me asking what your religion is?
I'm an omnis Buddhist.
Omnis Buddhist. Okay. So an omnis Buddhist. I don't know what an omnis Buddhist is.
Okay.
Like
Did you
because I know that
did you have a question or?
Well, yeah, because you were talking about God, and as far as my awareness on Buddhism goes, I'm fairly certain that the Buddha actually taught against the concept of the creator God.
That's correct.
Uh-huh. So, do you actually believe in a God?
No.
No, but you are against people talking against a God.
Yes.
So how does that actually work in real life when it comes to competing religions? I mean, let's say that, let's say, for example, that you were a Christian, right? The whole crux of Christianity, the central point of Christianity is crucifixion. Without the crucifixion, there's no salvation. We're all damned to hell. It's the main point of the religion. So what if a Muslim comes, opens their Quran and says, no, look, crucifixion never happened. Allah switched Jesus with a lookalike and, tricked the Christians. I mean, like, how would you reconcile a Muslim saying that to a Christian when that is both of their deeply held beliefs with not blaspheming against God? Because to a Christian, that is nothing but blasphemy. And to a Muslim, the idea that Jesus is God is nothing but blasphemy. So how do you navigate that?
I will tell the Muslim to be a Muslim and tell the Christian to be a Christian. Why do they have to interchange each other? What gives the Muslim the right to go and criticize a Christian?
Well, I mean, the very existence of these religions, and both religions are saying that ours is true. Both of them are blaspheming against the other.
Okay, well, that's what I said. So a Christian be a Christian, a Muslim be a Muslim. There's no conflict in between. The minute you start criticizing each other's religion is where you find problems. So I always say to people, you know what, you be a Muslim, be a Muslim. You be a Christian, be a Christian.
But how is that not criticizing each other's religions?
No, you said if a Muslim went up to a Christian, I'm saying to you, the Muslim shouldn't go up to a Christian. The Muslim should concentrate on being a Muslim, a good Muslim.
You know what it is, Buddha?
Okay, so should a Muslim hide this? Should a Muslim pretend that the Quran doesn't say what it says about Christianity?
Sorry, say that again. I didn't hear you. Say that again.
So should the Muslim should the Muslim hide what the Quran says about Christianity, about the crucifixion?
I don't see how he needs to hide it. If he or she
blaspheme against other people's gods, the concept of the Trinity is blasphemy to the Muslim, and the idea that the Trinity never happened, the crucifixion never happened, is blasphemy to the Christians. So they're both blaspheming against each other's religions and each other's gods.
Okay, so the Muslim believes that Jesus wasn't God. Okay, fine, that's his belief.
No, not just it wasn't God. The crucifixion itself never happened. But Allah actually switched Jesus with a doppelganger and misled the Christians.
Okay, fine. So the Muslim believes that there was a doppelganger involved during the crucifixion. That's fine. That's his belief. He's entitled to believe that. Wicked. All right. Jesus Christ. What's the argument for Jesus Christ now for the Christians?
That the crucifixion did happen, so the Quran is either wrong or lying, and the Quran and Islam itself is blasphemy against Christians and the Christian idea of God. Just like Christians and the Trinity is blaspheming against the Islamic religion and their version of God. Because, shirk, like...
Okay, cool. So the Christian believes that Jesus Christ was crucified and rose again. Okay, so the Christian has a belief, the Muslim has a belief. Each hold their own belief and hold it strong. Brilliant, done. What's the problem? Where's the issue? I know that's not real life, unfortunately, but if people did think like that, do you think we'd have as much problems as we do now?
The issue is the literature. It's always been the literature. They have to conflict. They have to. One book says this, one book says that, and it's coming from one God.
Absolutely.
So therefore,
allegedly.
So therefore, their arguments, looking on both literature, is who was this kingdom given to? Because religion is always about control.
Yes.
religion's about money and control.
Yes.
So if you hear the Muslims and they say Islam is going to take over, there's 250 billion, that's what they're telling you. In the future, our religion's going to be dominant. The Christians are saying, your literature is wrong, our literature is right. Now, as an outsider, when I look at both of the literature, I have the right to laugh. I don't believe that people can fly into heaven. I don't believe it. I don't believe that people can jump on a horse and fly into heaven. I don't believe it. I've got the right not to believe that.
Of course you do.
But I don't. Because the moment I start talking about it, you see what happens.
Well, you have the right to believe whatever you want. If you want to believe in
it's not my belief, you're getting it wrong. I don't believe in things.
Okay, that's my point.
I just know that nature shows us that horses don't fly and man don't fly. Not
right,
unless
that's
you've
my
got
point.
some apparatus. So if you believe in that stuff, cool. Knock yourself out. But the moment I critique it, and you're going to have a problem with me critiquing it.
I'm going to have a problem with you critiquing it.
Why? No, not you, but religious people.
Oh, okay, right.
That's what they do, right? They say, why are you talking about this? Why are you talking about that? Why are you in our religion? And I'm thinking, because you're trying to tell me that I should believe these stories.
That's right. So if somebody, like I said, like I gave you the analogy, if a Muslim guy comes up to me and starts telling me about whatever, I will tell him. I won't agree, I'll whatever. Same with the Christians, same with any religion. Someone comes up to me and starts preaching to me, I will tell them how I feel. I am having a discussion with that person. I'm not blaspheming their God. Okay? So it's a thing of being it's a morality, being moral and respecting other people's belief.
And
I don't see what I do not see the issue of being respectful. What is the alternative? To go around cussing every single religion,
but listen, brother, you just said it. What when you read these books, what is your moral code? Because if I just like when they say to Kalam, you worship a baboon god, I don't see Kalam swinging punches. And I'm going to talk about Kalam today because people are putting up videos and have negative things to say about Kalam. But we never stop to say, how much have I learned from Kalam?
Right. And me too. Yeah, absolutely.
How much have I learned? This kind of information, you can't just walk into a university and buy it.
Of course.
I don't really know Kalam personally. I've met him a few times, but I'm willing to bet that behind him, there's thousands of pounds worth of books.
You know, Buddha, I've really got to pick up on something.
Come on.
You just sort of reminded me of what Rich Kid was saying with the whole morality thing and your mention of Ireland earlier. I'm not sure if you're aware of any of the teachings of Roman Catholicism, but are you aware of the Catholic concept of the confessional?
Yes, I am. My family on my mother's side are Catholic. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you go into the confessional, say to the priest, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." I'm sure we're all aware of.
Let me just clarify. I was never confirmed as a child, so I can't do that. But yeah, go on.
But well, you can say the words. I just did. But because you were talking about it being moral to respect people's religions. I'm sure we're all aware of the Catholic abuse scandal where they covered up mass global child rape. And one of the law and the thing about the confessional is that it is sacred. By the doctrines of the religion, you cannot break confession. You cannot do it. It will put you into hell.
That's right.
It is absolutely sacred, and to break it is out and out blasphemy. It can actually get you excommunicated from the church.
That's right.
Now, Ireland was actually proposing a law to actually compel priests to go to the police if they have knowledge of child sexual abuse. But if someone goes into your confessional and says, I have raped a child, I have murdered someone, you have to go to the police. If you don't, you will be held criminally responsible. A lot of priests, because of their religious conviction, refused to do this, protested against it, and said they would rather go to prison than break the sacrosanct of confession. Now, to me, it is absolutely more moral for the priests to break this confession and do what I consider to be the decent thing. But obviously to them, because they have such, their morality is obviously going to be so much shrewdly different from mine because of our different worldviews. I mean, just as an example, I think that teaching children that hell is a real place that they could go to, their loved ones could go to, is evil. I think this is child abuse. I actually used to have a friend who was raised Roman Catholic. And I was coming to a point. I actually have a friend who was raised Roman Catholic. And by the time he was 16, he was so messed up at the idea of hell and that he would go there. He ended up having to go to therapy. The shrink put him on medication at 16 just so he could cope. His parents still took him to church. So what exactly do you do when there is conflicting morality? Because from the parents' point of view, they believe hell is a real place. So obviously they're going to teach their son about it because they don't want him to go there, because they love him. I don't think hell is real. So Raven, believe that this is all real. I think that the safety of children is more important. So how do you, because you were talking about morality and religion, how exactly would you navigate this?
Right. So, Raven, did you hear what I said? Do not blaspheme against God. Everything else, critique, investigate, do what you need to do. Just don't blaspheme against God.
So what about priests breaking confession?
Go to the police. The crime's being committed. Go to the police. What do I even have to answer that?
Sorry, one second. You know what? Yeah. I just want to quickly see if anybody could actually drop their space so we can get Gabs back in real quickly. Yeah, I want to actually close down the show. Gabs to actually have his say before we do that.
Listen.
I don't mind dropping out if no one else wants to.
It's all right. I think somebody's just dropped out.
Okay.
See, if Gabs is on his way back in, it's almost 2 o'clock, family. It's almost 2 o'clock. Give me a second. 4, 6. Here we go. Nope. Somebody else has joined instead of Gabs. LJ, could I just get you to drop out real quickly? I need to get Gabs in. LJA, did you want to say something? Yo, medicine man.
Yo,
King. What you saying?
What's happening, man? You good?
Did you want to say anything? I'm gonna close on the show ASAP Rocky. So what you saying?
I was just gonna touch on a bit on the whole things you're talking about to do with the video. Do you know what I mean? Now on that whole stuff to do with what people are calling you, that video that come out, some of the brothers obviously wanted to voice their opinion, on certain things. Which like we said, they have the freedom of speech to do so. they're allowed to critique and voice their opinions. But me personally, especially dealing with the situation that we're in, especially involving situations at the park, me personally, I would have thought it would have been something that maybe could have been something that we dealt with, behind closed doors as a community. And then, after that, if they decided that they wanted to still put their video out or do a video, obviously they're free to do so. That's all. But we don't hate the brothers. Like we said, we don't hate the brothers. We don't hate no one. People are free to voice their opinion. People can say what they want. People can name call all they want. That's just good for them. If they wanna, the people out there, especially in the comment section, or whoever want to name call and call people names, that's just gonna stay on your spirit and your soul. If you want to be known as a name caller, do you know what I mean? That's up to you. But like I said, Titans TV, we've grown. Like the brother Rich is saying, you spread so much knowledge and brought knowledge to the people. Knowledge that people couldn't even get. Like the type of information you brought out, people would have to pay big money for. Do you know what I'm saying? But you've given it to the people here for free. You've had the people like the medicine man, me coming in there, speaking speaking some wisdom to the people, and you've allowed people to come onto the platform to talk. And you know, that's always what the platform is going to be about, allowing anyone and everyone to come on and talk. And that's even the haters as well. So it is what it is, man. You know, it's 2018 and we're here, you know, that's all. So peace to everyone in the chat room. Peace to everyone on the panel, you know. We live.
Big up, Gabs. Big up, Gabs.
We live, baby. We live. We lit, baby. We lit. Oh, man. Yo, family. This is what I'm going to say, yeah. I'm actually going to close down this show, but you already know how we do things. We're going to go on, yeah, till early hours in the morning, all right? And I know you guys want to continue live with us, but I'm telling you now, it's going to be a madness for me to edit up the show, and it's gone 2 hours already. So this is what I'm going to say to you guys, okay, is this. If you want to see some more, all I'm going to say to you is tomorrow, holler up or literally drop your comments literally down below in the comment section what you would like to see next on Titans TV. Okay, whatever questions or things or topics that you would like us to address, literally down below in the comment section. Okay, and we will do a show tomorrow addressing those things. Okay, and if you want anybody to come onto the show, you already know what we do. We get anybody you ask us to get on, as long as you could point us in the right direction. Don't tell us get Barack Obama on here and then you don't have no connections to Barack Obama. Okay, don't do that. Okay, if you know you can get us you know, a certain individual, or you're in contact with a certain individual and you would love to see them appear here on Talk of the Titans, you know, put us in touch with that individual, you guys. All right, I'm gonna shut down now because I'm tired and I'm sure.
Hello?
Yes, brother.
Before you shut down, can I give the people them something to think about, just what Raven was saying, on a good note?
Dang it.
Definitely.
Fables should be taught as fables, myths as myths, and miracles as poetic fantasies. To teach superstition as truth is a most terrible thing. The child mind accepts them and believes them. Only through great pain and perhaps tragedy can they be in afterlife relief of them. Peace.
Powerful. Peace, family, peace. I'll see you guys on the other side. Love.